Welcome to Pick Central. Today is Wednesday, April 16th. Got myself, Clemmer, Meek. We got Jason in the back. Happy playing day. The NBA 82-game grind is done, and now the real fun begins. The NBA playoffs are here, and it's time for all the high-stakes drama, clutch moments, and jaw-dropping plays. Definitely saw a few last night. We'll get a few more tonight. I can't wait. If you're looking to make the playoffs even more exciting, DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered as an official sports betting partner of the NBA. From the playing games all the way through to the finals, now is the time to back your favorite players and teams as they chase glory. All season long, DraftKings has been the go-to spot for NBA player props. That doesn't stop now. Want to make your playoff experience even more intense? Try placing a bet on your favorite player's performance while they drop 30 points, 40 or more. It's your call. It had been some nice ones last night. I mean, Steph Curry had a big night. Jimmy Butler obviously had a huge night. Ready to place your first bet? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Lock in your bets and let's make this playoff run unforgettable. Something for first-timers. New DraftKings customers bet $5, get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Like I said, make it a playoff run. Remember with DraftKings, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code PICKCENTRAL. That's code PICKCENTRAL for new customers. Get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 only at DraftKings. The crown is yours. All right. Like I said, Wednesday, had big playing game last night.
We got elimination starting now. So starting now, we actually get some eliminations.
I'd like to have a moment of silence for Clemmer's Warriors won't make the playoffs bet.
Yes, I made before Jimmy Butler.
And unfortunately was laid to rest last night.
Fine.
As the Warriors beat the Memphis Grizzlies.
Like congratulations.
That was the main event.
That's the playing game.
That was the main event.
It was the main event.
I mean, we got to remember, this is your hard take was they won't make the playoffs.
That was my hard take before they got Jimmy Butler. Correct. I didn't think they'd be stupid enough to throw more assets away.
It's almost as if we all said they were going to do something like that, and you were incessant they won it.
Because I didn't think they were that foolish.
Here we go.
I had faith in them. I had faith in them as a franchise.
Well, here we are. They're in the first round.
They are in the first round. Congratulations.
It's just, I think the laughing's a little, you said they wouldn't be here. I don't think you get to say that and then laugh at it.
I think I could laugh at them. I think I could laugh at them. Because
you also could laugh at them.
They get knocked out in the second round, and they give up the, I think it's the 18th best pick in the draft.
Moving the goalposts. Already moving them.
No, it's not.
Yeah, no. It is when you said they wouldn't make the playoffs.
My whole mentality for this entire thing. I know they're favorite.
And what do you know? They're minus 200 favorites in the first round.
I think that's crazy.
I actually think it is too a little bit, but it's a big line. I was surprised that that big of favorites. I thought maybe it'd be like minus 150, something like that. 200 was high, but I don't know.
Houston has home court. I'll be betting on Houston. I with those odds, I'm not saying. I think Golden State and Houston, that's an interesting match. Houston has no playoff experience, which sometimes matters, sometimes doesn't. There's a lot of stuff going on there with Houston being so young and so raw, and Golden State obviously has been through everything together, especially, with Steph and with Jimmy Butler. He's had a ton of experience. Draymond. So they are certainly more oiled machine than Houston is, but Houston's more, I think Houston can do some damage, especially in the paint.
They got a lot of big wing defenders too. Like they got Thompson, Dylan Brooks. It was the line was so big I almost was like, fuck, am I gonna have to bet the Rockets to win this series? The line's just so wide. I was surprised by it, but also I think the thing that has been so under the radar about this Rockets team, Ime is their coach. Like I feel like that doesn't get talked.
I know,
phenomenal coach, yes. Really good coach,
really good coach. As long as he can. Maybe, keep his pants on.
Well, no, but honestly, I think the problem was it wasn't even that it wasn't his cheat on his wife. It was that he fucking basically someone's wife in the Celtics front office. Yes. Like that was the problem.
Yeah, it wasn't that he was like a cheater because I'm sure there's a lot of coaches.
That's what I'm saying. Like we got a million.
Or maybe aren't the best husbands. It's more like you can't do it in the office, bro.
Fucking like the Celtics president's wife or like whoever the fuck.
Yeah, I don't know who it was, but it seems like it was someone he shouldn't have been, or was it a staff member. I've heard those rumors too, that it was a female coworker.
Yeah, that's right.
I've heard a couple of different things. No one really knows what happened, which is also so weird. But either way, when it comes to just basketball,
great basketball coach.
He's a great coach.
That's going to be a great matchup. I was surprised to see them be that big of a favorite, but I thought they'd be a favorite. But yeah, I mean, like you said, the classic kind of like we'll call it the pedigree versus the young guns.
I think it is a little different in basketball than say baseball. I think the experience does help more in basketball than baseball.
It's just also there are three key guys, like you said, have all always been good in the playoffs. Steph, Draymond. I mean, Jimmy Butler's always been great in the playoffs too.
Both have multiple NBA Finals experience, like multiple times in the NBA Finals. Like
Butler just dragging like corpses of teams there too.
I just have a question. Who would you rather have, the 18th overall pick in this draft or Jimmy Butler on your team next season?
Jimmy Butler, easy.
Okay.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, that's a
no.
Clemmer.
No, I disagree.
Clemmer, don't do that.
I will do that.
Well, that's. I mean, that it's dumb. You sound dumb saying it.
Okay, that's fine. I think it depends on.
You're just. I almost respect how much you're digging your heels in.
Because I believe this from a philosophical standpoint.
18th pick.
But that's not
over a current All-Star who's still like not super old.
He's old, but he doesn't play like it. He is old.
He's got multiple good years left in him, at least.
I don't know if that's true, but he certainly looks really good right now. Like he's playing way below his age right now. I'll give him that.
Yeah, I just think I mean the draft. I think the NBA draft picks things has got, unless they're gonna be like lottery picks, they're overrated.
These are the last few players picked with the 18th overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
Tristan da Silva. Jaime Jaquez, good player.
Good player.
Dalen Terry,
Not
Trey Mann, Josh
Actually,
Green,
okay.
Goga Batazde, Lonnie Walker, TJ Leaf, Henry Ellenson, Sam Decker, Tyler Ennis, Shane Larkin, Terrence Jones, Chris Singleton. You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, but you're missing my whole point, which is it's not in a vacuum. Yes, Jimmy Butler is worth more than the 18th pick. I agree with that. But it's not a vacuum. You have to look at the situation. So, for instance, let's say OKC traded the 18th overall pick for Jimmy Butler. That's a great trade for them. They have a ton of picks. They're a young team. They should be getting those guys. I think if you're an old team, you collect as many picks as you can because the ceiling is going to crash down eventually.
You collect as many bad picks as you can so you can just be bad.
The Warriors also have all
picks.
the Warriors have all their own picks from 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029, 2030, 2031.
Right.
And if you are bad, it's good to have your own picks.
Absolutely.
Unlike the Phoenix Suns, who do not have any of their picks and they're going to be awful forever.
You're absolutely right, Phil. You're absolutely right. It's good that they have their own picks, for sure. And I'll give the Golden State credit, and this is another reason why I think they should get rid of some of these old players, is they draft well. Like, I trust the brain trust there to be able to draft decent players. I know they missed on the early pick they had, but like I think overall, like I would take.
They missed on Wiseman.
Yeah.
But at the time, like the way the board unfolded, I don't blame. Like they had guards, like he was the clear big man. Like it made sense. It just didn't work out.
It didn't work right. So, but that's another reason why you go as many picks as possible, because when it doesn't work out, you still have backups. But I mean,
things are working out for them.
It's a philosophical. Well, they won the playing game. Congratulations. Well, now, if they go to the Western Conference Finals, like I said, hey, hats off. They made the right call. I
even
don't think it's gonna happen.
Even the second round, I think I
think the second round is in the NBA is that, oh wow, you're a top.
No, but you're making it so black
18?
and but you look at it too black and white. Like it can't be that black and white where it's like we didn't win it all, so like we should have just punted. Like I don't think that's the way you can just look at life.
We spent time on the show in the last week talking about how the Knicks are in this zone where they can't win a title, and yet they should
keep pushing forward.
Should they? Like
yes.
At some point, they also have younger players.
Also, their core is also
players.
all under 30.
Right.
I think Hart just turned 30.
But if those guys were 5 years older, I don't know if you'd say that. You'd probably be like, I don't know if we should do this anymore. Like, what are we doing here? We should probably get assets future because guess what? It's not going to work anymore.
I mean, but it's working.
For the Knicks.
No, well, I think you can argue for the Knicks. It's working. They're going to keep trying to build towards it.
I would say for the Warriors, they've so far, the last, is it 3 years?
I mean, they won a championship 3 years ago.
The last one championship in 22. I was at one of those games. That was unfortunately for me, they won that game. They lost that series. 23, they did not make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Right? 24, they did not make the playoffs.
Injuries.
Okay, fine. They're old.
They had
old players get hurt. 25, they won the
playoffs.
I would say
in the playoffs.
Right, they won the playing game.
And they're a minus 200 favorite in the first round.
Congratulations. I would say that's not a great 3-year stretch. Now, we'll see what happens with this year. This year could go if what you say is true, and I know Meek is a big believer. Meek thinks the Warriors can win a title, then great. Congratulations. Then I am more than wrong. But I don't see that happening. I think there are other teams in the NBA far better than them. And they're in a situation with the Knicks where they're just going to end up just kind of being okay. And what does that get you 3 years from now?
Well, they're two different. I think the Knicks and Warriors are like totally different situations. I think they're like almost apples and oranges.
Yeah, it's harder for the Warriors because they're in the West.
But I would say the team construction is better.
The Warriors
the Knicks don't have the Knicks don't have guys on the team who have won 4 championships with the Knicks.
The Warriors are also in a better situation because they have all their picks, whereas we just don't have any picks left. Other than
We
second
went
rounders.
over this too. We have some picks. We've got some picks.
Yeah. We don't have any of our own because we poured it all in the
But again,
Cowboys.
it would go to the thing that you said, like the Bridges trade. Like, all right, would you rather Mikal Bridges or the 26th pick? I get it was multiple picks.
It's
but
more.
You get what I'm saying. Like, if the Knicks, especially having this young core, these picks over the next like 4 or 5 years should be like pretty weak, bad picks.
Yeah. It's also more like, did you blow your load for the right player or not? Which I think is up for debate.
Bridges is definitely up for debate. But I mean, Warriors Rockets will be a great series.
Imagine being a Rockets fan. It's like you go through that whole rebuild after the Warriors like beat you down. 5-year rebuild. You finally got the 2 seed. You finally got this great young core. It's so fun to watch. And what's waiting for you in the first round is that same old Steph Curry that kicked your ass 5 years ago.
I'm really curious. I just think this is going to be a fun matchup on like just the way they match up like stylistically. I think is going to be fascinating because like, they have the type of like young wing defenders that I think could maybe give the Warriors some problems. Like
does Curry's injury affect you? Injuries, actually. He has the pelvic thing, and now his thumb's got some issues. I'll tell you, I'll give credit.
I mean,
it's not like he's shooting with any issues.
Yeah, I mean,
but then you'll see him in the bench, and he's like in great pain.
I mean, as long as he's able to play like he did last night, or at least like along those lines, there's no issues. He's going to have to deal with discomfort, but I mean, if he's going to go score 35 or 37, whatever he put up last night.
But you wonder if is that something you re-aggravate now? You're really
sure. Obviously, that would change things. Like that'd be if he just like couldn't play or it really was affecting him, that'd be material change. But I mean, if he, like I said, if he can play at last night's level, they're going to be just fine.
Oh, of course. If they can play at last night's level, then there's
or even close, or even like close to that.
But I just see 2 injuries on a guy that's older. It's like, I don't know, man.
But a hand injury is like if it's like opposite, like his offhand is hurting. I think he'll be fine. It's just whether it can stop him from playing or like really affects his performance.
Sure, but like we just saw with the Knicks, like. These injuries in the playoffs. I feel like I know.
Knicks had like 3. They had 3 key injuries.
Playoffs are just so much more aggressive and intense. You think with the extra days off, you'd see less injuries in the playoffs, but I feel like you see more.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe it just stands out more just because we like
that's a good point.
In real time, like
because you're so focused on it.
Like the Knicks, like we're living in it where it's like reality,
and every game is so important.
The Knicks had like obviously Knicks last year having like Robinson go down and like OG go down, and like I don't know if you remember, like Hart was literally playing, his rib was like in shambles, and then the last game, then Brunson breaks his hand, like, and it's obviously it's like it's over. But that was like I think that was kind of freak. Like that's sports. That was like the year of the Warriors when the Raptors won. Like you have like all these. You have like Clay go down. Who else they have? KD or like they had multiple guys like parts of that team go down. Like that's sports. Like it happens.
No, of course. I just think it seems like. But me make a good point. It seems like from the eye test, the injuries are more significant and like more pronounced or more prevalent, is the probably word for in the playoffs. But maybe you're right. Maybe because we're so focused on the games where every injury just stands out more. Also, too, when time, as like say like 5-10 years pass, you forget, like no one cares that those guys got hurt. Even like mentioning like the Raptors like finals win, and you still like obviously people who lived through it, you'll be like, oh, like the Warriors, they got hurt, but no one really cares. Yeah.
Like no one puts like a real asterisk next to like that Raptors championship. You might like bring it up in discussion like on a show like this. But they still, I mean, Kawhi won Finals MVP. Toronto won a championship. That's it. Like and then as more time goes on, they will care less and less about it.
I feel like the losing team always has like I know like even like 85 Cardinals or 87 Cardinals teams still mad Vince Coleman got stuck in the tar.
Of course.
Like so I think if you're the team on the wrong side, but you're right, maybe the general.
No one else cares about it though. You're the only ones who care about it. The losing team. That's a good point. Losing team will hold it with them like to their grave.
Yes.
But literally no one else wants to hear that shit. No one else gives a fuck. But yeah, I mean that guy obviously was a great game. Thought it was gonna be a blowout for a second.
Me too.
A little about the game. I mean Jimmy Butler looked unbelievable. That was like
so many turnovers for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, vintage Jimmy Butler just like steals for dunks, getting to the free throw line. Curry was obviously great. Curry was great in the second half, unbelievable in the second half. Honestly, I wonder like if Ja doesn't get hurt, if it goes differently. He was playing great. He gets hurt, fucked up his leg. Like his
ankle. Yeah,
he came back in like tried to kind of gut it out, but you could tell. Even like he hits the one like little like pull up mid range jumper, and immediately look at him, he's just like he's like lagging up the court.
You wonder how he's going to be for tomorrow's game.
Yeah, it could be a problem for sure. Big problem.
But no, I'll give Ja a lot of credit. Like, he gutted it out. Like, he actually made a couple baskets that were like not.
That's what I'm saying. Like when he was really banged up already.
But you could tell like the defense wasn't the same, and like
he could barely move.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if he'll even can play. Like you might like the adrenaline wears off. Like you get like. I wonder like how
it swells up.
That's what I'm saying. If it swells up, like he might be fucked.
That's a problem with the Grizzlies. They kind of need him, like because especially if you play a team like Dallas, where obviously I know Dallas, Luka and Kyrie, I get it, but like they still do have Anthony Davis. Like
they do, and
still are pretty decent defensively with Davis in there. And
I mean the Kings aren't like a total slouch. Like they still have some talent. I mean Sabonis is a good player. Like we talk about Levine and like Monk and a few of these guys like DeRozan. Like they definitely have some guys. I actually kind of like them tonight. We'll get into that in a little bit.
You like the Kings tonight?
I kind of do. I do. We'll talk a little bit Magic too quick. Magic was just a rout. I mean, absolutely. I mean, blew them out pretty much from start to finish. The under got real sweaty there for a second when it was looking like coasting. The Hawks let up a ton of points in the fourth quarter.
We were all on that game though. We all knew I was shocked that spread was only 5. Like
I ended up on the Magic. I found my way there.
The Hawks are just like they are not playing good basketball, and then you can see like Trae Young's frustration at the end of that game. Like
he got it. We were talking. He got ejected. He had literally kicks the ball, whatever with the ball with the ref.
Kind of kept it away from the ref.
Yeah, he kind of like took it from him, and then like the ref was trying to take it back, and he kind of was like fuck off.
Yeah,
he almost gave him like a weird he like scowled at him, and you could see the ref has a moment where he almost was like, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? Like, I'm not the reason you're down 30. Like, you guys stink.
He wasn't even mad, just like surprised.
Yeah, like
why are you behaving like this?
Yeah, he was like, why are you doing this to me? Like, we're down like 30 in the third. Wait, we get it. You lost. Like, you guys stink. Also, just random like observations. So funny. Cole Anthony, legitimately, I think asked for them to review every single out of bounds call.
Oh.
Honestly, I thought it was hysterical. I started like laughing. Literally by the third quarter, I was laughing every single time the ball went out of bounds. He would just go like this. And then so they're like, "Relax, Cole." Like it clearly was off them. Like just play. And he honestly had a phenomenal game. He played awesome. Cole Anthony was great last night. But Magic are a fun team.
They are a fun team.
They're gonna get smoked by the Cavs, I think. But it's funny because they had such a great series.
They're getting the Celtics.
I'm sorry, you're right.
They're getting smoked by the Celtics.
So they're going to get smoked by the Celtics.
The point still stands.
I'm sorry. I was going to try to like sell myself that like they had such a great series with the Cavs last year. Like maybe they could they had got some of those same obviously the same guys for the Cavs got better for sure. But I would talk myself into maybe like a Magic win or two. Yeah, but not against the Celtics.
Shaquille O'Neal ain't walking through that door. Well, Alonzo Mourning ain't walking through that door.
They are, of course, on the 90 on the stream. I have to say at 3:00, going for a title.
Also, Clemmer, I'm going to be honest. Until like a few days ago, I didn't realize that you didn't play.
Don't play.
I did not know that. I thought you were playing the game.
Oh no! I honestly, I've never.
What are you, an idiot?
I don't even know how to play. I don't know how any of the buttons work. I've never
tried.
No, I don't. I know
you've never played like an actual game.
NBA 2K. No, I never played NBA.
When I was growing up, I used to be like, who the fuck is buying NFL Coach 2005 next to Madden? Clemmer.
It was Clemmer.
You were like, you must have been pissed. Did you play it?
Yeah, it wasn't a great game. I was so upset it wasn't good. It wasn't better. Because when they announced it, I'm like, oh, this is like my dream, right? Like, okay, but like it was kind of stale. And at that time, Madden was still really good. So no, I was actually disappointed in that game, but I did buy it.
NFL Coach 05.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Was it cheaper than like the actual Madden?
No,
like,
probably the same.
Yeah.
There's Madden with like less features.
Yeah,
it's Madden, but you're just not allowed to play games.
but I thought, and a lot of people thought it'd be more in depth. Like you could do like even more intense like scouting, and even like I have a baseball sim, you can do like a Rule 5 draft. Like really intense.
How much
stuff.
scouting can you really do in a video game? They're made up players.
Yeah, but
if you're like getting to like new seasons and stuff, they're literally made up players.
They're made up players. Yeah. I like that. Trades with other GMs. I love all that stuff. Man. That's my favorite thing about sports video games.
Oh, we've got Hubs coming in real quick. We were just talking.
That's it. Yeah, Bill Cowher. I had the Bill Cowher one.
Tony Dungy.
I didn't have the Dungy one. I had the Bill Cowher one.
Head coach. We were talking about
head coach.
Did you have that?
I think I had one. I think I had Cowher.
I had the Cowher one.
I was saying I didn't realize till like a week ago that Clemmer with the Orlando streams that he doesn't actually play the game.
No, he does not.
And then,
now, to be fair, that's not like so alien. Like when I used to like do Like me and my buddies would all do a franchise basically, and you'd sim through a few years. Like we're not playing any of those games.
Did
we
you
would
just
we just sim together.
Did you just like refer to that? That's not so alien, like clemmer as a verb.
Correct. Yeah.
That's fine. I do some weird.
He does some alien stuff. Like anything with his hand is an alien move. But I that is not so crazy. Like.
Thank you.
That wasn't very alien of you today.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
You didn't go full alien there.
Yeah.
Just half alien. Well, I would say we were just talking about the playing games last.
Yeah, I don't want to. I'm sure I'll rehearse everything. So
Where do you where do you fall in the? I'm obviously you're aware of the very hard line in the Warriors in the.
Oh, good.
I think the Warriors have a clear path to the Western Conference Finals.
A clear path.
Clear path.
Meanwhile, they're playing the Lakers potentially.
So I think. So I believe they're minus 200.
They are
over the Rockets.
minus 200 in the
I
first
think they're
round.
favored in Game 1. I don't think Vegas gives the Rockets any respect with how young they are, and that's fair. I think they probably need they're going to get like a Kevin Durant or something in the offseason that will really make them legit. They're probably a year too early, but they're really Thompson is going to give Curry hell.
That's what I was saying. That they have like some wing defenders that.
But at the end of a game in crunch time, where are they going to? That's where the Rockets kind of struggle. So I think they're going to address that in the offseason, and they have plenty of assets to go about that. I think the Warriors will pick them apart, and that will be over fairly shortly. And then
Game 1, the Warriors are favored by a point on the road against.
Yeah. So I think obviously last night was so important to the Warriors. I don't know what you guys said, but rest-wise, they could not lose that game because then it would have to be Friday. They'd play.
Well, I think they couldn't lose more. Just that the Thunder is a problem.
No doubt. But also those guys getting 4 days of rest now.
Yeah.
They were on fumes because they went balls to the wall to make this thing.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what Kerr said after the press conference.
They were completely dead, and that's why they had the chance to win on Sunday, and then they had the chance to win. They technically had 3 chances to get into the playoffs, I guess, if you think about it that way. But it barely paid off, but it did, and now you get rest, and those guys, Curry, Draymond, Butler, all those guys are going to need the rest, and they're going to get it, and then I think they're going to blitz Houston in Game 1. And then, the rest is history from there. And then you're going to get the winner of the Lakers-Wolves, and then that goes to the Western Conference Finals, and I like their chances there. So I think they have a way better – it's way harder the other side.
I agree because you have to get the Clippers.
Are fucking nightmare for the Warriors. The Thunder are a nightmare for every team that exists. Who else is out there? Who am I
Nuggets.
forgetting?
Nuggets.
Jokic.
It's Nuggets Clippers. I think the Clippers are going to win the series.
What's series price?
The odds on that have shifted. The Clippers
They shifted a bunch. I didn't get the best line. It opened. I think the Clippers were plus 160. Immediately hammered down to 105. I think it might.
It's minus 110 each way now.
Wow.
I think I got plus 110 on the Clippers. I think that's what I got.
I like the Clippers too. They're so good at Kawhi. Look at their record with Kawhi.
As long as they looked against the Warriors.
Jokic.
I mean, Harden. They got a nice big three with Harden, Kawhi, and Zubac. And Norman Powell can score.
This might be the most impressive year of James Harden's career, honestly.
Yo, the fact that dude has never missed the playoffs does not get talked about. That's fucking crazy.
He's never missed the playoffs?
Never missed the playoffs.
That's pretty impressive.
In 16 years, 0 times he's missed the playoffs.
That is hard to do.
So fucking crazy.
LeBron's missed the playoffs.
Jordan missed the playoffs. Even before the Wizards.
Harden is going to be a guy we look back at when, years after he's retired, and we're like, we didn't appreciate James Harden.
There's going to be a few guys like that.
Yeah.
Because I think it was maybe this offseason people started having these debates of Paul Jordan, Harden. I'm like, it's not even close.
Oh, it's
Harden.
that's not even close.
Harden, easy. And honestly,
Also Kawhi, Kawhi's rejuvenation with Harden.
Yes.
That's those guys pair together.
Kawhi's going to be a toughest one to judge.
And Zubac has everything. Harden has created this monster in Zubac now. They're very scary. And the Nuggets team, man, if those plus minuses, and it's the reason why I'd pick Jokic to win the MVP is just when Jokic goes off the floor, they play to the equivalent of a lotto team.
That's they say it's when Jokic is on the floor, they're one of the most efficient offenses of all time, and when he's off, they're the worst of all time.
Yeah. And that comes down to how healthy is Murray. Is he fully back? And because he's one of the clutch shot makers in the game. End of the game, you want him having the ball
For sure.
But and Gordon's great, and they started playing that young guy who I can't Pickens. Is that his name? Their guard.
Pickett.
Yeah, Pickett. He was a Penn State guy. He was good at Penn State.
That was the kind of the Malone, the GM and the Malone were arguing over Westbrook. And obviously, how much does Westbrook fuck up a game in this series?
He'll fuck at least one game up.
Right.
They'll lose a game at the end of the game because of him. 100 guaranteed.
The Clippers just feel like more of a sound team. Obviously, the best players on the Nuggets.
For sure. I think.
Okay, the best players on the Nuggets.
Great series.
How about 2, 3, 4, and 5? Are those all Clippers?
At least,
2, 3, 4.
I think
2 and 3 definitely
2 and 3,
are.
like not even a debate.
Are you taking Norm Powell over Jamal Murray?
I am not.
No, well, how healthy?
You were saying Zubac.
How healthy
I
is
think you'd
Murray?
argue if you want to
I was
argue
arguing Zubac as
but
4, but how healthy is Murray?
I have no idea. I guess we have to see.
You taking Norm Powell over Aaron Gordon?
I don't all around. I don't think I am actually.
Norm
I think I'm
Powell is
taking-
really fucking good.
Aaron
Norm Powell's very good.
Aaron Gordon's really
I think I'll take Gordon's like defense, like combined with like his all around game.
Yeah, the whole thing. The whole
Rebounding and all that.
Powell can score really well.
right.
Better pure scorer.
Yes,
Gordon
he's
more
better at scoring than Gordon's is better at literally everything else.
The thing about this Clippers team, they're only like real changes from last year. It's like they didn't pay Paul George the ridiculous max contract, maybe the worst contract in
Brilliant.
basketball.
Oh, yeah,
Absolutely brilliant.
And they brought Nick Batum back. Unless I'm missing any other moves, that was pretty much
No,
it.
but the difference is they're healthy.
Yeah, Kawhi's
Yeah.
healthy and playing. Yeah, and Harden looks
You got
good.
vintage Kawhi back, who looks fucking
And then,
awesome.
like I said, Norm Powell gets a larger role, and he should have been an all-star.
Yeah.
Like, you look at his numbers, like, he played to be an all-star.
That's going
Yeah.
to be – you think that's the best series?
Yeah, it's the
yeah,
series
right?
I'm most excited for in the first round.
It's the most evenly matched series. I think all the West series are going to be phenomenal.
All the West
Yeah.
series are going to
I mean, yeah,
Lakers,
Lakers, Timberwolves.
It's why I didn't want Warriors-Lakers round one, because it's like, one of the series is going to suck
Yeah,
then.
damn. Lakers, Wolves, Rockets.
Yeah, what do you guys like better, Lakers, Wolves, or Clippers, Nuggets? I think Clippers, Nuggets.
Clippers Nuggets. I'm more intrigued
me too.
by
I think Clippers, Nuggets.
because I think the Lakers will win. Like this one,
think so,
I
too.
legitimately think
you
it's
might get Edwards just going crazy in like a few games against Luka and LeBron.
He will.
And, like, what are you going to ask for better than that?
Also, they played better as of late.
Who?
The Timberwolves.
They've won
Randle,
21.
It's 20. What are they? 21-4 with Randall.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Randall's gotten like he's taken a level up. Now we know how Randall goes in the playoffs.
I still to this day I defend him.
This is the
Even
healthiest
not in
he's
the Knicks,
been.
I still defend him.
Better off without him.
This is the healthiest he's been
I
going to
not even
playoffs.
take the Towns out of it. Just as a player, I defend him. Like he gets. I think he's one of the more disrespected players the last
Still
5-6
gets caught
years.
too many times, and then he won't pass out of a double. You still see Knicks tendencies that just
Sure, but we have people that walk around that watch the NBA that think like he's ass.
no, he's not ass.
And he's like, I mean, I got guys like Marty telling me that they were like the Knicks were better off without
No,
him.
that argument's
I'm
crazy.
saying like not
That
Towns,
argument's
thing like
crazy.
last year.
I know.
Like,
Yeah,
they were
last
just
year, Marty
better
was
off-
very
They
anti-Randall.
were better to not have him on the court than have him. Like that's crazy
No,
talk.
They had no chance to. If they wanted to get to the Eastern Conference Finals and further, they had no chance without Randall.
I think he started to mesh in well with the Timberwolves. I mean,
It takes time.
I'm a big Nas Reed guy too. I love
I
Nas Reed.
love betting Nas Reed points, rebounds, assists.
Yeah, because when he goes, he goes crazy.
Yeah.
It'll be like 12 and a half, and it'll go for like 26, like out of nowhere.
What's your take on the Knicks? This is kind of a fatalistic. I feel like unlike last year, Meek and Ev are more like accepting of their fate. Like,
We've been humbled. We've been humbled in the regular season.
I think it's a coaching issue that will be corrected in the offseason.
Really?
whoa,
Really? You think Thibodeau's out?
Yeah.
no.
Interesting. I'd be surprised.
If they make it the second, I think you guys will be
If they make it to the second round and get blown out by Boston,
correct. That's how I think it
I
goes
think
down.
you make a coaching change. Because what else are you changing?
You know, I think it's a fair point. I would just be really surprised if they did.
I love Tibbs too.
Is it
I
his
do too.
fault?
I mean,
I think you got that's the talent you have in the team.
that's kind of how I feel about it
What's
too. Like,
coach
I don't
gonna
think
do?
it's
At the
his
same
fault.
time, it's like you add that talent, and like, why isn't there a different vibe here?
Well, I mean,
because your talent has a limit.
Well, I
You're
mean,
not
we'll
as
call
good
it.
as the Celtics.
They sold their soul a little bit. They gave up like the heartbeat and the defensive minded like gritty team for Towns, and they're way better offensively, but they gave up some of these other things. They think I've seen a
I just
bunch
don't
of.
see many changes they can make, and if you stall out and you went all year not beating an elite team, and then you get blown out by Boston, I think the move then would be to move on from Tibbs.
If they get swept, it'd be
Even gentlemen.
something would have to
Gentlemen.
change.
I just think the relationship between Leon and Tibbs is probably like too tight for that to not
That's
happen.
what I think too.
And there are I know they don't have picks, but there are ways to like move like players around. It's like maybe Cat gets traded for like Kevin Durant or something. They flip
Oh,
McHale for a
gross.
rim protector. You can say it's gross, but like I think
How
it's
about
more.
we just get Durant for free because the Suns just give him up?
Yeah, I'd agree with that too. But I do think it's more likely you see some sort of roster configuration where they make a tough decision there. Then, I mean, they also just extended Tibbs too. I just don't think
you can
that.
see. I don't know. It's possible. It's definitely on the table.
I think
It's
with
a scenario that like wouldn't stun me.
with the recent head coaches being fired, like Mike Malone, that thought's out
the
there.
Luka trade happened, and everyone's like, we can just do whatever the fuck we want, and no one will like say a word. It's just like, oh, yeah, that just happened. Mike Malone's gone, and Jenkins is gone. Doesn't matter. It's 3 games to go before the
Would
playoffs.
Malone be an option?
Yeah, for sure. Now
I
the
think
thing
it'd have
is,
to be.
Tibbs and Malone,
If they
Tibbs
made
and
the
Malone
move.
are boys, and like I don't know if Malone would like.
They also have like
Just
similar
replacing
coaching
them?
tendencies.
They do. They're both like the hard-nosed
Well, guess what?
guys.
Malone's
like,
got a
play a
ring.
lot of minutes guys.
Malone's got a ring though.
Well, he also has one of the best players in NBA history to coach. So
yeah, he does, but I don't know. Still got a ring.
you gotta,
I'm very curious where he goes. Does he go to a team that's already competitive, like say the Grizzlies, or does he go to a team that just
Fizdale is a candidate for the Suns.
It's crazy.
Fizdale?
Dude, if he gets hired by the Suns,
It'd be unbelievable.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, that's fine. No, we're talking coaching.
Fizdale should not have a job.
Or
I-
does he go to a team like that gets Cooper Flag, like or in the Cooper Flag hunt? Where does Malone go? Because he's now one of the preeminent free agents now.
I think Grizzlies it would be a great fit.
If the Knicks get bounced in the second round, they should fire Tibbs and go after Mike Malone.
You just missed.
yeah.
Everything
Good.
we
I'm
just
glad
talked
I missed it.
That's what I'm
I'm
saying.
glad I missed it.
That's what
You
I
agree
said.
with Hubs?
I'm glad I missed
what-
it because
but-
it needs to be said again.
But what if Malone isn't available? Now you're stuck with like who? Like
No, but I think
you're
that-
not,
but I
you're
think
not
you-
firing him unless you know who you're hiring.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I think Knicks.
You're not that dumb.
if they fired Tibbs, Knicks would clearly be the most desirable destination for a coach.
would it though?
Yeah.
Yes.
Over who?
Because the East
Over the
is-
Grizzlies?
The East
Or
is so weak. You have a very good roster.
what's a more desirable?
You could argue
place to go?
Denver just because of Jokic.
I guess.
then
I mean, I
you're
get.
going to the West.
Nate Oates, Jokic. I mean, it's really.
I know we joke about like Rico would rather Nate Oates get eliminated in the second weekend every year than his friend coach like the greatest center in NBA history.
Well,
sure.
Rico loves college basketball. That's all right.
I'm just saying it's like
But so here's why I don't know if the Knicks job is as appealing as you may say. Only because you're kind of stuck in the situation where, like we were talking about, you're in this weird purgatory of sorts where you're never going to get past the Celtics. So do you want to take this job where you're probably going to be a bridesmaid
I'll say
unless
this.
Tatum blows the Achilles?
I thought the Lakers were in purgatory, and then JJ Redick stepped in, and he's a fucking awesome coach. A coach can matter in the NBA.
they were kind of in purgatory
KD.
until Luka Doncic came
No,
in.
but
They were exactly
but
right.
Don't forget, they were playing really, really good ball.
No,
right before
JJ's a
the-
great
were.
coach.
They
I'm
were,
just
for
saying it's
sure.
like
And,
Luka
like,
That's
changed
more of a
the
hat tip for the GM, I think.
I think Redick is incredible.
No, Redick's
And,
good.
and they were stuck in the mud in a really bad spot and borderline like in Suns territory if you don't make the Luka trade of like, what the fuck did this team do? Once you give LeBron the extension, you just give him the extension, give him the extension. Obviously, the Luka trade changes the whole landscape of basketball. But Redick had them playing a different speed. Redick had them buying in. Like, that's one of the better coaches LeBron's had in his career at this point.
Is that JJ being a good coach or Darvin Ham being a moron?
Both.
Both
That's like-
things can be
Cam was
true.
really, really not fit for that job, but Redick has been great.
Yeah.
So don't tell me like a coach can't change a roster, and the Knicks have a good roster.
Clever,
And a good coach, a great coach. can
I just
make
don't think
that
the
happen.
I love
roster's built to the
Celtics.
coach. It's all.
There is a world where like we might have to trade like a Jaylen Brown,
Why?
and you don't. Just given like how much money we're paying.
Like
We might have to get rid of like
Like, are the
Drew
new-
Holiday or Kristaps
you know what
Porzingis.
scares me, honestly, Dukes? The new ownership.
Yeah, or the new
No,
owners gonna
I-
want to pay that
that's-
tax
that's-
bill.
What if
Yeah.
the new guys come in and are like, you know what, we don't
Exactly.
want to pay this
No, that's
anymore.
right. That's
so
right.
that is a very fair concern.
And everything that I'm reading, like, well, one is like people are saying we're either gonna have to get rid of Kristaps or Drew. Like, you know, what if the next piece that comes in isn't the right one? Like, even like a guy like Cornette, who's been so sturdy for the Celtics when like Kristaps has gone out. Like, will we be able to sign him again next year? These long pieces. I don't know, but yeah, the Celtics will still beat the shit
I
out
was
of
saying
the Knicks.
when someone wants to pay Peyton Pritchard like $150 million in like 2
The
years.
Celtics, like hypothetically, if it stays the same for the next 3-4 years, we'll beat the Knicks.
Well, the good
but
news for the
we
Celtics
might
is
not.
they have a lot of their. I know that the picks aren't great, but they do have a lot of their own picks. And every once in a while, you can strike gold in one of those late picks.
They're gonna have to. Yeah,
I
you
mean,
want
I'll
to
take Sam Decker at 18.
I mean, we got we got the Rondo pick was in the 20s, I think, right? Like you can get picks. Things can kind of fall your way. I'm not saying you're going to get a Tatum, but you can get a pretty decent role player.
Speaking of the Celtics, did you see the series price in the Magic series?
It's bad, right?
It's
I took it.
I was like 800.
minus 5,000.
You see the spread of the first game? 5,000. You see the spread 14
I've
and a half.
never seen a series.
It's about what you'd expect, though, right? Like
14.
5,000.
14 and a half is a
if I told you
is
what the
a lot.
Boston Celtics versus the Orlando Magic is going to be.
it's justified because the Magic don't have a chance in that series because they can't score. But like 5,000 that's crazy. That's crazy.
Dude, what's pretty embarrassing? We hit and we miss. My miss was this is my Eastern Conference Finals prediction.
Celtics Magic?
Yep.
Magic, dude. Jack Mack is a big Palo hater.
So is Meek.
So am I.
We're saying the analytics don't like
I
him.
don't
That's
think
what it
he
is.
can be a 1 on a contender, title contender, and I don't think Franz can be a 2. I think those guys are a step down.
I agree.
Like,
Okay, but that's fair.
But
I've said about Franz.
people
Franz
view
is like a
those
great
guys
3.
as like all NBA guys who.
Or
can,
you get these guys saying these guys should be like on a garbage truck.
Well,
the way
I
the
just don't think Paolo's a 1, but people think he's a 1.
Yeah, I still.
Like he
I'm
just
still
doesn't.
Paolo
He's very
believer.
young. He can't. Like the
very
shooting
young.
Just needs to be a better shot, man.
22.
I know. I'm just saying that Magic team I thought would be better than they are, but they just you see it last night.
took a step.
When the Hawks were making that run. You just see like there's something weird. Now obviously the Hawks are trash, so the Magic defense ends up shoring up and
mess.
but it's just not there for the Magic.
You thought they were going to take a step forward. They took a step back.
Yeah.
And then the
That's just- they had
Cavs took the step forward.
That's fair. That's
also
fair.
coaching change in Cleveland.
Yeah, true. Good point.
Right.
Good point, Meek.
That goes to Hub's point. The Magic, I think the Magic had some unlucky injuries, and that I think that's why they took kind of that step back. But yeah, they did not take the leap that Cleveland did. But I think the Magic are a team that's not going to be the play in there. They're going to be in the playoffs.
I think there's a ceiling with those guys as the 1 and 2. I think there needs to be another guy there.
I agree.
That's fair.
I agree.
I feel like every year though the East plays like what teams are going to be in. So going to be the Bulls, the Heat will be
But
there,
the Magic,
the
I think
Hawks.
the Magic feel like too good of a roster. Now, granted, injuries did play a part, but like they shouldn't be in the play-in. But
They're also a team where like
shouldn't be the play-in.
every good player in their team is like under 30.
Yeah. Also, Suggs is out, and that hurts.
their whole they didn't have Suggs hold this year. That definitely.
That hurts.
I mean, having like a elite defensive
But
guard.
I still just off like eyeballs. I just think Paolo can't be the 1 and Franz can't be the 2. I think they got to step those guys down. Maybe
I agree.
Maybe it could be 2A, 2B, and then there's a 1.
Yes.
Maybe not Franz calling a 3. That's a little insulting because he's a very, very good player. But 2A, 2B, and then they have a real 1. And then I think
that's pretty fair. Yeah. I don't think it's even that's not like a hot take. I think it's a pretty fair point.
I think people see Paolo as like a 1, and
These-
I just don't.
When you're in a small market like that, you do have to draft your own stars because like no big free agents like I'm going to the Orlando Magic. This isn't
credit to them.
Plummer's Magic.
Credit to them for
We had 4 free agents turn us down. Ricky Pierce turned us down. We build through the draft. That's what I say in the streams.
Yeah, you just know the perfect Hall of Famer to take in every draft. It's crazy.
So do the other GMs, though, Phil. So do the other GMs. If Kevin Garnett went number 1, I had trade for him. Okay?
yeah.
But except for you're the only one that knows he's going to be a.
No, the Bucks drafted Kevin Garnett. I had to trade 3 firsts and Drazen Petrovic. Drazen Petrovic is alive in my universe.
Yeah, he's alive. That helps.
Alive. He's not die.
I ask an NBA question. Do you think if Bucks lose to the Pacers, is Giannis out?
Yes.
Yeah, he's going to want.
That's a team that could fall next year.
Without Dame?
See, I'm telling you, that's the Knicks move.
Yes.
That's
That
like
would be, or the Magic move.
you trade like Towns and like
Giannis
other
or
shit
Orlando.
or Giannis.
Oh,
That's the Knicks move.
Orlando's a great place.
Don't put Giannis in
Have
Orlando.
a lot of parking there.
Orlando would be the perfect Giannis.
Nah.
Orlando be
Another guy who can't shoot. Just
No, we have
put them all together.
Towns and picks or whatever. Like probably Towns and
Oh,
like,
I mean, twist my arm.
Towns McBride.
Gotta get rid of
picks.
Tibbs.
Sure.
We need a
Yeah,
rim
sure.
protecting
Oh,
center.
get rid of Tibbs for Giannis? All right, sure. Twist my arm. But I'm just saying, you think he's gone?
Rockets.
Yeah.
Rockets. Could the Rockets?
The Rockets have all their picks and
They'd
the
be
Suns
Spurs.
picks. Like they can trade for
Imagine
star.
Giannis and Wemby on the same team.
Oh my God.
Imagine
De'Aaron
Giannis on
Fox,
the
a nice.
Giannis on the Thunder.
No, that's
They don't have the. Yeah,
no,
no.
Silver steps in for that and be like,
He's like, we can't allow
They
this.
have the picks. They
No,
They have the
I know
picks
we're
and the
aware.
players.
We're
They have the-
aware.
They could if they want to get Cooper Flag this year, they could. That's how fucked up it is.
I don't know.
No, they
The team that has Cooper Flag might not take for that
Anyone
offer.
who has the one pick is saying "fuck you" to like any trade offer.
7 first?
Yeah, fuck off.
I don't know, man.
Would you rather 7 first or
But I
Cooper
don't want
Flag?
your 7 first from a really good team. Like those are shitty first.
No, but they're not all from their team though.
Again, I
Not
still.
all, but
You have like a generational player that you're trading picks to guys that you pray are good as the guy you could have just had.
I also would really hesitate, but I'm just saying maybe I shouldn't say there's a chance. I should have prefaced it. But I'm just saying the Thunder have so many assets they could almost get whatever they want.
I do
I'm aware,
think
but like,
That was my overall
but Silver has to step in if they get Giannis. Be like,
Why?
just be like, this can't happen.
That's bullshit.
Oh.
No, that's not right. I don't like when they do that. I don't. They did that.
I mean, I'm not
that.
being dead serious, but I'm just being like, as a fan of.
We could
other
do that in the
team, it's not-
'70s.
Well, Stern did it with the fucking Chris Paul.
I didn't like that.
All right. Well, I'm saying as a Knicks fan, no, because then the whole league's over.
Yeah.
The team will never lose.
Right? Well, people like dynasties, and things can happen. And I don't like when they interfere. That's not right.
If
I'll wave your
OKC
finger.
loses in
Very
round
concerned.
2, I
Hey,
do
that's-
think you see
that's
that
how
nuclear
forceful I was.
option.
I don't like that finger. What?
If
What's up?
OKC loses in round 2, I do think you see them take that nuclear step where it's like, all right, these young guys aren't going to win it.
Yeah.
We got to get a proven guy.
If there's a way the Thunder don't make the finals, it's definitely offense based because defense they just swarm you.
I mean, the narrative's there. You go get Kevin Durant, and then you bring him home, and you have the whole thing.
They don't need a Kevin Durant.
I don't know if that's the move.
I know, but you have the veteran leadership. I just think that's like in theory, but just the narrative of him going back home.
I think because they could go after like you trade like Jalen Williams, like they could trade like Dort, trade a few guys and go get. I guess
So,
they could get Giannis. in
Getting
that
Giannis
range,
would be incredible. I mean, obviously.
Caruso is such a sneaky good ad for them.
Yeah, great. I said him and Hardenstein, unbelievable ads.
They're just,
unbelievable ads.
They're just if you watch their games, it could be a little tight in the third, and then they just hit a switch where they're like, all right, they're not going to score anymore, and we're going to hit a 3 in the corner every single play, whether it be from Aaron Wiggins or Isaiah Joe. It's an avalanche, and it just happens so quick, and before you know, it's a 15-point game, and the game's over. It's remarkable what they do, but they do run in the stretches maybe sometimes where like the offense isn't flowing. That's the only way they don't get the Western Conference Finals. Or the finals is the offense just goes because the defense I think is just never going to.
I don't know if that's true. So you're saying the only way?
I think if the Thunder don't make the final, it's because the offense just wasn't there.
What if they run into like a Clippers team that's red hot though? I'm just saying because the West is so
I think
stacked.
their defense is just not that defense is just nonstop. But they can go into stretches where they're just not making some shots.
I really think that.
I think you're right. The Thunder will make the final. I mean that's chalk, but I think they won 68 games. Like. They're really
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Where I think everyone's trying to be even we've always talked about the Warriors a bunch, like the Warriors, the Lakers, like the Clippers, the Nuggets with Jokic. I think there's a chance the Thunder might kind of like just waltz through this thing.
Yeah, but Thunder.
And when I say waltz through, I mean like
yeah.
6. Like they go like, but still like they just
toughest series.
They just handle. Yeah, they just handle business.
Crazy to think that Luka took them out.
Yeah.
Well, a player got hot. That's really what it is.
That can
Sometimes you just don't
But
have the
they're
best
even
player
better
series.
this year.
They're better this
Thunder.
year.
Yeah.
I think they've been that much better. They added like some really key pieces.
And some of their guys got older and like better.
What does hurt the Thunder is teams with size. And let's say a potential Warriors-Lakers matchup. Those teams don't have size that can body them.
Oh.
Clippers got some.
Clippers
Zubats
Zubats
got some size. Yeah, a
Zubats
little
can
bit.
change a series.
Yep.
Which is crazy
That's
to say.
I kind of hope we get Clippers Thunder. I think that'd be a great matchup.
Warriors had no answer for him in that game on Sunday.
No, they don't have the size.
He's
No. Clippers are a horrific matchup for the Warriors. They just.
He's not going to win the
not there.
award, but if you told me Zubats is the most improved player, I would not bat an eye.
Yeah.
Like he's legitimately a top 5 center in the league.
If the Lakers had that Mark Williams trade in the bag, they would be a very worthy opponent for the Thunder, but they don't. So there goes that.
I'm not the biggest Mark Williams guy.
But like a real center is more. What
Sure,
I'm saying.
because even like looking like he's not like the best rim protector for like a guy as big as he is.
But he's just a better option.
He's
than
a
Jackson.
rebounder. Like he's
He's
just
a better option.
He's a
than Jackson
body.
Hayes. Jackson Hayes is
Well, of course,
not that
of
guy.
course.
They're gonna get someone in the offseason and probably be in a really good spot. But right now, I just don't. I think defense and size fails the Lakers.
You guys aren't for the Warriors. You guys aren't nervous for this Rockets matchup at all with like Sengun. Like that doesn't concern you at all.
I think they can destroy him defensively and kill him in pick and roll. Thompson, I'm very fascinated to see what he looks like
absolutely.
in a playoff series. He is a marvel to watch.
Really good.
Just
Really
fucking athletic, so good defensively. Obviously, the shot has to come around, and it will over time and years. But man, like that guy is just so much fun to watch. The Rockets are very impressive, but I just think the Warriors are more experienced in that type of series.
Well, clearly.
And yeah, I know. Yeah,
Everybody.
They are. Yeah, I think that experience will propel.
I agree with the Thompson thing because I think Thompson's the guy from the team where obviously they're kind of like you said they're in this weird spot where they don't know like who's going to take the last shot, like Jalen Green, like Sanguine, like who do you give the ball to? I think you're going to look unless they go trade for like somebody big like a Booker, like somebody. I think you're going to look up in 2-3 years and like Thompson's the best player. I think that's
If he can develop the shot,
I think that's very
'cause
possible.
He can get to the rim when he wants.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and just how good he is defensively.
Yeah.
He's a guy I could totally look up in 2 years, 3 years, and he's averaging like averaging like 20 and 7, like 27 and like 5, and
He had a
He could be
game
in a
winner against the Celtics.
Kawhi Light situation. You know, like if he can. Just,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think he has
he's
that
on
kind of like
trajectory
upside.
Of like that's where his athleticism gives him so much potential to just be a superstar.
This reminds me a lot of that Kings series from, what was it, 2 or 3 years ago with
Yeah.
Warriors Kings, where it's like, oh, the Kings are this up-and-coming team. They're
Yeah.
young. They're finally here.
The beam.
The beam, and then you run into Steph Curry and the Warriors lose a tough series in 7. It's like that could happen here, I think.
Now, I'll say this: if the Warriors, it wouldn't have worked out this way because they would have had to play the Thunder. But let's say the Warriors had to play Friday, and then that Rocket series started Sunday. Bad spot.
Well, no, they would have played the Thunder, but yeah.
I just said that.
My bad.
I'm saying, but like the days off play
Yeah.
so much more for the Warriors right now.
I've just got Meek there.
I literally, I just smiled. I was like, I'm gonna miss him.
Also, just bring up the Thunder. It's like whoever the 18 is, I might take OKC sweep just because I think whoever
It
gets
might be
the,
minus money.
I'd
It probably will
I'd
be
still take
What
it.
is the Celtics sweep?
Celtics is plus 105 when I checked last
For a
night.
sweep?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take that.
You're not concerned at all about Anthony Davis if it goes that way? Or Grizzlies. I mean, Ja.
OKC's just so good though. and
John
it's like
couldn't walk last night.
I know.
That's what I was just saying
You guys
before. I
think
think
he
Ja might not play. Who knows?
I know. That's a
Yeah,
problem.
the Advil clip was great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
popping
I thought
Advil.
taking Advil.
He's like, didn't he say
Talking
like, I
Motrin in
think?
you. What?
I think.
Talking
I
about?
have no idea what's in that pill.
He can't feel his ankle now.
Oh, one more thing on the what series we guys, the Rockets Warriors series.
Yeah.
I think the playoffs, there's a lot of half court play. I think that it's going to favor the Warriors in
Yeah,
that sense. Like
for sure.
when you're
Jimmy
young,
Butler.
when you're young, athletic, and can like run the court like the Rockets can, you could probably steal some regular season games. But I think when it comes down to the half court,
Over under 1.5 fights between Draymond and Brooks.
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
It's gonna be fun. It'll be a fun series.
That's
I
gonna
hate
be-
Dylan Brooks.
Oh yeah.
I would say that was definitely the best game of the play-in last night. We'll talk about the two tonight. I would say Clemmer needs the Bulls bad. He's got his 30-1 on
Seeing
Bulls in
red.
the playoffs.
Yeah,
I like the Bulls tonight.
I do
The
too.
Heat have played so poorly.
I really like the
that's
Bulls
what I'm
tonight.
thinking. So
I wish the Bulls were favored by more. That doesn't make me the most confident.
No.
me either. I
At
thought
home,
I
too?
thought it'd be more.
Makes me- the spread makes me want to take Miami.
Like is Spoelstra over there cooking? Like that's how I'm feeling a little
Like,
bit.
is this gonna be? Are we gonna first quarter? Is it gonna be really ugly? Like Miami Heat ugly it up, and it's gonna be 20-19, and I would not feel good if I was rooting for the Bulls there.
Yeah, I got
Everything
30-1.
makes you want to think the Bulls here. That scares me.
I
Spo and all that. Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of let's assume if the Bulls win, if they win, then we'll kind of have to check in and cause then I might take the buyout or I might hedge or something.
Well, they would get. Who would they get?
They'll play the Hawks.
I mean, I think the Bulls would be favored of them.
That's I
gotta see
I'm
what
just,
the offer is though.
See,
I
I'm just
Yeah, fair.
I'm just never a hedge guy. I'm like I've made this bet for a reason. It's a small bet to win a lot. You're not going to lose.
I would
much if they
definitely let it
lose.
ride.
Ride that motherfucker.
If anything,
out.
I would throw $100 on the because it's what 30 to win. What is it?
it's 30 to win $1,000.
I would put 100 on. If anything, throw 100 on the other side, in that situation, and then you either win,
Yeah.
you either triple your money or
go nuts. You win
Yeah.
1,000 off.
100, $200, maybe the 200, 800 situation or something.
This is a note
Especially
on
if
the
the
Heat.
Bulls are like a few point favorites. You can even like middle. You can
Right.
even do both.
Yeah.
They're like four.
Yeah.
I guess they were on like maybe.
If you
3,
want to
4
really,
maybe.
really like be smart, take it live because NBA games swing.
True.
That first
True.
quarter, both teams might be up 5 points, and like you can get a nice number potentially.
Sure.
We might need to. There's nothing. Obviously, the offer about
Gotta win tonight.
Now is
Gotta
I
win
win
tonight.
So I'm not thinking they got to win tonight before we can even
Oh,
go
yeah.
further. They win tonight, then we might all need to kind of put our heads together. and
Another
figure
game
it
is what Kings Mavs.
Yeah, I bet Bulls in the over already in that game. I haven't bet it yet. I think I'm gonna bet the Kings.
out. I'm on the Mavericks.
Where's the game?
In
4.5.
Sacramento.
It's at Sacramento.
I just think the Mavericks have been playing better since AD's come back. The Kings don't.
The Kings are just kind
Anything for
of they're play. I get it. I totally get it. I just don't.
And I'm getting points.
I just haven't. I'm like I obviously understand AD's there. I don't know. I just don't like their guard. Obviously, without Kyrie, I don't like their guard play.
No.
I don't know. I don't believe enough in like this version of Clay or like PJ Washington.
No.
Not that I'm sitting here, but two guys I do believe in, at least in like a clutch spot, is DeRozan. I believe in. Sabonis, I believe in. They have some things there that I think you can get behind. Like Monk's a solid
Bonus
player.
is so soft in these big games.
I know.
He's less like an ultimate guy you just can't count on. He puts up the fakest stats, man.
Oh, he's a turnstile on defense too.
Yeah, no, I mean he definitely is. He definitely can't. He
Like,
can't
in
defend
that
big guys.
in that Warriors series we were just talking about, that Warriors Kings. Holy shit! If you go back,
he was. He was.
bullied Sabonis.
Draymond was basically beating him up.
It was honestly to a point where I felt bad watching because I was just like, this guy's so helpless and he's so soft.
Was that the series Draymond stepped on him, right?
Yes.
Or he did-
So this is just
that was a great series.
this is just a note on the Heat. OKC has the Miami Heat's pick if it falls out of the lottery. Do you think there's a chance like Spoelstra has like a call from the front office like, hey, row this game, make sure our pick's in the lottery?
No, the lottery's already set. 9-10 is already in the lottery.
No. Well, if they were to make the
No.
playoffs, they wouldn't be a lottery team.
No, I think they are still in the lottery.
I don't.
That's my understanding.
I don't think so.
I feel like that because what if they won a
Yeah,
series?
because you can't be in the playoffs and then.
Obviously, they're not going to, but I'm saying in a world where they won a series
I
after.
thought you could. I thought it was set where like it's based on regular season and like basically if you're an 8 seed and you get knocked out before the playoffs, you're doubly fucked. But I could be wrong.
I think we've had this is like pre, I guess, or play. I mean, I don't know, it wasn't pre-play era. Was it that the Heat made the run a few years ago? They were an 8 seed that made the finals.
Right, but they weren't. But they wouldn't have had They wouldn't be in the lottery. It had to be a 9 or 10 to make that run for this situation to be exposed.
I guess that's true, but I guess in theory they could have just been a 9 or 10 and won their way in, and then done the same thing, and then there'd be a team in the finals getting like a lottery pick.
Correct.
That's like their own pick. I don't know what
That's
exactly
my
how it would
understanding
go.
of the rules, but I could be wrong. But because I was reading up on it this weekend actually about it, and that was my takeaway. But I could be wrong.
That would be fast.
Feel free to look that up, but I could be wrong.
2023, the Heat took Hawkeyes at 18, so their pick stayed the same going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, just a thought. Like,
I know. No, I had the same thought, Phil. But that's why I was looking it up this weekend. I'm like, I wonder how this would affect things. But I'm pretty sure, like Ev said, you could be a 9 seed, make it to win the NBA Finals, and still have a lottery pick.
It's actually crazy.
But I could be wrong about that. But we'll
If someone could ever make that happen, God bless them.
I know.
We'll do picks.
The Celtics did it with Len Bias. It wasn't their pick, but
I mean, the Pistons did it with Darko, didn't?
that's right.
Yeah.
Exactly right, Phil.
Did you
Great
see
call.
Joe Dumars is getting a job?
Yes, with the Pelicans.
Yeah, with the Pelicans, and they're
They're
they want
making
to
him trade Zion.
Yeah,
Hey, dude, you want this job? Well, now you're going to be a villain.
It is very funny how like people like I saw a tweet and it's so true that like we're getting to that age where people are just forgetting about Darko Milicic.
It's so they're like, oh, he was executive of the year in 2003. It's like, cool, that was 20 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, he did help. He did help build that Pistons team was
Yeah,
weird.
but then they go. Someone was like,
The Darko
this
thing's
is,
great.
they're like,
Unforgivable.
reminder, this is the guy that like traded for like Greg Monroe to put him next to Andre
Yeah.
Drummond like in 2011. Like,
It's like building an NBA roster now and even like 10 years ago is massively different.
Even so when they won in 2003, even back then they're like, oh, this is an old school kind of way of winning. Like, can you imagine that now with the whole game has
Yeah.
entirely changed? Like, he would be he's a terrible choice. But the New Orleans Pelicans always make terrible choices.
Yeah,
Watch, they end up with Cooper Flag though. Watch.
David Griffin was given like the dream situation to rebuild a franchise and just completely blew it in 6 years.
I
Yeah,
don't know if you can like completely blame him.
Oh, I can. 6 years, 2
What
playoff
would-
wins.
What would
How many teams are given
What
better-
would you have done differently in 2019?
I would have drafted better players around Zion, or signed better players around
I would have
Zion.
made sure Zion didn't.
I would have made sure Zion had a weight limit.
I don't think that the Zion thing is his fault.
No, it's not.
No, Zion's just
I think
not
that
his fault.
Zion's just a
if you
straight up
play
loser.
out like I'm a Marvel guy. If you play out like the different timelines of Zion, you play it out 100 times. I would say like 55 times he ends up being like an all-time player.
I don't know. I think he always gets hurt and fat.
Okay, so you're going he gets more hurt and fat more times. Fine, I'm
But-
cool with that.
but
That's your opinion.
In the moment, 2019,
Right.
there was no other choice. There was, if you remember, put your
Right, that's what the team.
your
I'm
rear
on.
view mirrors on. Like that was a whole different.
I think that there is timelines though where Zion is an all-time
I
great
agree.
player, and I think there's every single timeline that anybody drafts him. If you don't draft him, you're an idiot.
Correct,
Also,
correct.
who would you have drafted?
The only other move would-
RJ?
it was Ja. Ja was
the-
number 2.
The only other move
Okay,
was
Ja would have
trading.
been a good
It
pick.
was, there was a clear. The 1 to 3 was like clear as day.
You
The
can
only
also
other move was trading the pick. You either draft Zion or you're trading the
And
pick.
you see what he does when he's on the court. It's not like
I mean, what's
great
going
when
to
he
really
plays.
hurt is to see him where he goes next, and then he'll be great.
You could also make the case the Celtics were offering
all
a
know
better
that's
offer for
happening.
Anthony
100%.
Davis. than what the Lakers did.
The Celtics were offering what?
The Celtics were offering better package for Anthony Davis at the time than what the Lakers were. Like, you could have said "fuck you" and just trade Anthony Davis to Boston.
Yeah.
True. Well, that's a true sliding doors moment. The Zion draft pick you cannot argue.
No, I'm not arguing.
It's a fireable offense if you don't draft him.
How many GMs have been given worse situations in one playoff series? Like the Knicks in 2020, when Leon Rose took over, was a much worse situation than what David Griffin took over, and we've won 2 playoff series in that same time span.
Helps to be in the East.
Yeah.
Sure.
He's also a much better. He's also a much better GM.
Leon Rose wasn't even a GM before he took the Knicks job. He was an agent.
I'm not.
Leon Rose is a great GM.
I was just straight up adding information to that it just helps just being in the East, but I'm not carrying David Griffin's water. That guy sucks.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll wrap up. We'll do picks. I already said I'm on the Bulls and the over tonight. I'll tweet out official what I'm going to take in Kings Mavs. I'm leaning Kings, but I'm still kind of back and forth on it. I could switch. I'm also taking the over 8.5 in Dodgers Rockies tonight, and I'm taking the over in Phillies Giants over 7.5. Clem, what do you got?
I'm on the Bulls money line. Let's go Bulls. Let's go Bulls. I'm on the Mavericks plus 4.5. The Mets Twins over. The Mets are starting this guy Justin Hagenman because Griffin Canning got sick, and the Twins are starting David Festa, and I don't have a lot of confidence in either starter.
Blockbuster matchup.
My pick of the day is the Angels minus 130, only because the Angels are facing Patrick Corbin, who is horrific. And I'm on the Astros money line as well. Steven Matz pitching for the Cardinals.
Okay, I like Hero 26+ tonight because I think they're going to be in that game. I don't know if they're going to win. I'm hoping you have a scenario. But 26+. Najee Marshall, points, rebounds, assists, 21+. Against the Kings. He just always is there in the corner, hitting threes, being active, plays a lot of minutes. Good guy to just have points, rebounds, assists. And then the Cardinals money line minus 110. Steven Matz on the bump against Ronnie Blanco.
You're on the Cardinals.
Yep.
Why?
I don't love that Astros team.
I don't
and
either.
The Cardinals aren't as bad as I initially thought. And they've had good lines, like Vegas has respected them. And I've kind of been on them this series, so go on the Cardinals.
I'm just so down on Matz. Like, he's been okay as a reliever this year. Like, if you look at his 3 appearances. But as a starter, he's been abysmal.
I think they're going to score. I think they're going to be in that game.
That Astros lineup, this is a dangerous game. The Astros lineup has to kick in eventually. But I think
you're
saying that, you're going to end up losing a lot of money.
Kick in like June.
Yeah.
Dukes, Meek, you got anything?
I'm seeing red. Chicago Bulls money line.
There we go, Meek.
Let's go, Meek!
I think I'll be on the Heat, but I do have it. I'm going to put in a future today. I'll be in Bulls.
All right. The boys are seeing red.
Bulls!
I've officially taken Purdue to win the national championship. Houston and Purdue, I've locked in. Purdue just got
Braden Smith back.
And they also just picked up this kid from Israel. They got the kid, Oscar Clough. They might have the best roster in college basketball next year. I'm taking it before it gets lower.
So you have Purdue, Houston, and Dayton all to win the title so far. You're like Bosco with coaches.
I'm not taking Dayton yet.
Okay. You got to take him. Throw a little bit on it. Why not? Right?
I take it every single day of the first day of the season.
Okay.
A tradition like any other.
But you will take. So you'll have at least 3.
Look, I love Dayton more than anybody. It's my yearly donation to be a fan.
That's fair.
I do the same thing with the Mets.
Clemmer, is this Strider's debut?
Strider, Clark Schmidt, your guy.
Yeah, my boy.
Yeah, we got a couple debuts today.
Strider's
AAA numbers were absurd.
It was like bullying. The police were called.
Yeah.
To the game.
It was like a adult. It's like a 5-year-old t-ball team. Yeah.
Like Toronto.
You like Toronto?
And that's my card plus 110.
Let's go about to start in about 8 minutes.
Why?
First start of the year. First start.
Rusty.
Tommy John, Rusty.
Right, that's fair. I like that.
I don't put in like him facing minor league guys into what he's gonna face today.
I do buy that because I remember Jacob DeGrom rehab starts. He'd be in single A, blowing like 102 past kids, and I couldn't do anything.
Yeah, but then he'd come up and be good.
No, he'd come up and get hurt.
No, that's true.
All right, those are the plays. That was Pick Central. Thanks everyone for watching, listening, like the stream. We'll be back tomorrow.